So in this video, I'm going to be going over our cell size comparison. So if you, or when you make your cubes and you measure them, you realize that you have a cell, or cube with a dimension of 2 by 2 by 2, 4 by 4 by 4, and 6 by 6 by 6. So to calculate the surface area, which is the first thing you should do, you are going to find the surface of each of the sides of our cubes. So for the first one, we're going to do 2 times 2, which is 4. And then we have 6 sides of the cube that measure 4 centimeters squared. So it's centimeters squared. So then we are going to take 4 centimeters squared and multiply that by 6, which is going to give us 24 centimeters squared for our surface area of cube 1. I will use a different, so this is cube 1, if I could spell, cube 2, and then cube 3. Okay, so we'll put this aside for now. For our surface area of cube 2, so it's 4 by 4 by 4. So we're going to take 4 times 4, which is going to give us 16. And again, we have 6 sides. So we're going to take 16 times 6, which gives us, so this is centimeters squared, sorry, which gives us 96 centimeters squared. And then cube 3, 6 times 6, which equals 36 centimeters squared. 36 times 6 equals 216 centimeters squared. So those are all of our surface areas. Next, we wanted you to find the volume. So our volume is going to simply be our length times our width times our height, right? So we take 2 times 2 times 2. So if we do 2 times 2, it's going to be 2 times 4, which gives us 8. So we have 8 centimeters cubed for our volume of cube 1. So we do 4 times 4 times 4, 4 times 4, so it's 4 times 16, which gives us 64 centimeters cubed. Sorry. And then 6 times 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36, so 6 times 36 gives us 216 centimeters cubed. So now we are going to figure out what our surface area to volume ratio is. So in the packet, it tells you to figure out your surface area to volume ratio, you are going to take your surface area divided by your volume. So your first number divided by your second number. So for our cube 1, we are going to take 24 divided by 8, which equals 3. So we have a surface area to volume ratio of 3 for cube 1. For cube 2, we are going to take 96 divided by 64, which is going to give us 1.5. So we have a ratio of 1.5 for cube 2. And for cube 3, we are going to take 216 divided by 216, which gives us 1. So those are our ratios. So cube 3 has a ratio of 1. Cube 2 has a ratio of 1.5. And then cube 1 has a ratio of 3. So those are our surface area to volume ratios. So to go through our questions on the next page. So which model has the largest surface area? So if we look at our answers in here, we had cube 3 had 216 centimeters squared for the surface area, which was our highest, right? And that makes sense. It has the largest dimensions, so largest length, width, and height. So it's going to have the most surface area. Which one had the largest volume? So that is also going to be cube 3 with 216 centimeters cubed, right? Again, has the highest, or has the largest length area and height. Sorry, length, width, and height. So it makes sense. But which model has the largest surface area to volume ratio? So we look at our values here, we see that cube 1, our smallest cube, actually has our highest surface area to volume ratio, which is 3 versus cube 1, which has a 1. So cube 1 is going to have our highest surface area to volume ratio. So the next two questions are kind of talking about why it's important to have a high surface area to volume ratio, and the lab that we will be doing this week will also help explore that a bit more as well. But it says to maintain life, number 4 says to maintain life and carry out cellular functions, materials must be able to move into and out of the cell. Also, material needs to be able to move within the cell. What might be the advantage of having a large surface area? So a large surface area will give you the advantage of being able to move materials into the cell quicker, right? So we have a lot more area where our cell can bring in substances rather than just having rather than just having a small. So if we were just looking at surface area, then you would want cube 3, right? Because that has our highest surface area. But there's also disadvantages of having a large volume. So having a large volume, it will take longer to move materials from one side to the other. So that is going to be an issue of having a large volume, right? So this is going to be the walkthrough of this worksheet. I will also be posting a worksheet or posting a video going through the other worksheets that we have assigned last week. So if you have any questions, please let me know.